Victoria's home builder surge. Let's have a look. Hello everyone, Florian.Heise here, and welcome to another episode of HeiseSays. Grab your shine of coffee and let's have a look at this article from realestate.com.au that's discussing the surge in home builder applications in Victoria. Victoria, the state with the most strict economic lockdowns. Home builder is surging. Could it be people are doing whatever they can to get out of the city? Could it be in the periphery people are bought in the properties and are taking advantage of these grants to get a house up? Let me know, guys. Let me know. So, Victoria appears to be the surprise winner of the nation's $25,000 home builder grants scheme. Despite Melbourne's ongoing stage 4 lockdown, Victorians account for 40% of the nation's 6,335 applicants to September 11. 40%, everyone. The figures obtained by opposition housing spokesman Jason Clare also show just 123 applicants have received a payment nationwide, less than 0.3%. Well, see, this is the thing with the way that you're going for the home builder grant, the way that you're going for it. If we were to get it for our work, which I'm hoping not to, I want our work to come under the $150,000. But if we were to get it, because we're self-funding it, the construction work, the renovation we're doing on our house, we wouldn't get that 25 grand until right at the end. If you go through a bank, then you can get it with the first progress payment. But remember, construction doesn't start until 3 months after, it doesn't have to start until 3 months into next year. That's when you'll start to see the real impact. That's when you'll start to see the real impact, guys. Because it takes that long. You don't give the money straight away. You wait for the first progress payment. At least that's what a sensible person should do in construction. The biggest thing is you don't want a building sitting there like that, and the builder's gone bust, and you've given them all your home builder grant. You've given them all the money. You wouldn't pay for a building up front. I know people love buying buildings off the plan or buying apartments off the plan. There's a huge amount of risk involved with that. So, even with Victoria's surprise success, Mr. Clare says the figures show the scheme was falling well short of the level needed to reach 27,000 applicants the federal government projected when it announced it on June 4th. Halfway through the application timeframe, less than a quarter of the number have applied and less than 1% have been paid a cent. Well, that's true. I mean, it is very tight. It is a very tight timeframe. I was talking to a client just the other day. He was ringing up and saying, could we get our house extension done? And say, well, it would take me about a week to go up there and probably another week to do this. And then you have to go through the process. We may need to get town planning depending on what your requirements are, and that can take time. And do you want to be rushed? Do you want to be rushed for 25 grand? Think about it. Would you want to you're compromising the time it takes to do things just for some money from the government. And that's a point. It's a point to consider, guys. It's only 25 grand. And if you're doing a $500,000 refurbishment, a $250,000 refurbishment or extension to a house, it's not that big a portion of it. And do you want to risk speeding things up, making compromises for it? So this is proof that the home builder scheme is too small and rolling out too slowly. I mean, would they have gone bigger? They probably would have. I think they need to extend the time frame. And I bet you they will. They will right at the 11th hour. They want to keep the pressure on. So people are churning through the projects and moving quick, and then they'll extend it. Just wait and see. This is what the government's been doing. This is part of their strategy. The figures from the Treasury portfolio show 2,563 applicants were made in Victoria, with more recent figures from Victoria's Treasury Office showing the number had risen to 3,301. Master Builders Victorian Chief Executive Rebecca Kaysen said Victoria had been leading the way before the Stage 4 lockdown commenced, explaining its high numbers, but noted restrictions have made it very difficult for contractors to be signed and for construction to commence. Well, Victoria also have an extension, don't they? So that could explain why Victoria is pushing ahead with this more than others. Extending the timeline for home builder is crucial to the Victorian economy, she said. There will be an economic hit that could last years if we don't have this and other stimulus incentives through to 2021. By September 11, there had been just 1,353 applicants in New South Wales, which had the next highest total. Queensland was third on the list with just over 1,205, followed by South Australia's 490, ACT's 281, Tasmania's 279, and WA's 144. The NT had received just 10. I'm surprised the WA is so low, to be honest. I'm surprised WA is so low because we're hearing so much. It's just the grants you can get there, they're just chucking them out everywhere. I thought it'd be higher in WA. The government grants are available for new homes worth up to 750. Oh, that's, yeah. I'm getting confused with the other scheme, the 5% deposit scheme for home loans up to 950,000. There's so much coming out, guys. They are chucking everything at property, and we're going to be indebted forever. It's just, this is not natural, is it? This is just not natural. And now we're at a point now where Liberal can never criticize Labor again over their spending during the GFC. They can't do it now. They can't do it. They can't. Any counterpoint will be, well, you racked up 1.1 trillion. Who cares? So what's the inevitable outcome of that? You know, if we've got two political parties that now pretty much money printer go brewer. They've removed the cap on it. They can just change the cap on the debt level however they need. They'll just start issuing bonds left, right, and center. Oh, what? We need some votes in this seat. Let's just print another 100 billion in bonds and just pork barrel the hell out of it. You know, don't worry. Just make sure property prices keep staying high. Then Australians will be happy. They won't care. Am I joking or am I not, guys? Because it feels like that's it. It feels like that's all that's going on here. So long as property prices are doing okay, most people won't give a shit. You lock people into debt for their whole life, they'll behave. They'll be good, compliant little population. Maybe that's the plan all along. You know, frankly, well, if you've got a whole bunch of people trapped in debt, pissed off at the government for this left, right, and center, you know, but still they've got enough wealth that they don't want to lose it, that could probably surmount a lot of the potential multicultural tensions that can result in a civilization like ours. Maybe that's the true plan to a utopian peaceful world peace. We're all stuck in so much debt we can't do anything. There you go. That's it. We've discovered it, guys. We've discovered the meta strategy for the socialist world. Oh, I hope not. So the government grants are available for new homes built worth up to 750 and renovations between 150 and 750, where building contracts are signed between June 4th and December 31 this year. Applicants must also meet certain income and construction commencement criteria. The figures released by Mr. Clare also show just a tiny fraction of those applicants have received a payment. Well, I've explained why that is the point. That's not surprising at all. New South Wales, head of the list with 46 payments, followed by Queensland, 38, WA at 26, Victoria at 8, and Northern Territory at 3. There's been one payment in both South Australia and Tasmania and none in the NT. We just saw there Northern Territory with 3. Maybe they're getting confused with ACT. The figures also show renovations are accounting for less than 1 in 4 applicants, with 1,471 made nationwide so far. Well, that's the thing, because renovations are complex. It's harder to do a renovation than it is to do a new build. And it's more expensive to do a renovation than it is to do a new build. That's just how it is. Maybe they need to give extensions for the renovations. Victoria led again with 508. However, with renovations still banned for inhabited Melbourne homes, there has yet to be a single payout in the state. And you may not see those payouts until well into next year when the renovation work is completed. Ms. Kaysen said, with the whole of Victoria's renovation sector effectively out of action for the last 2 months, there were many renovation businesses currently on the brink. HIA Chief Economist Tim Reardon said the numbers to September 11 were reasonable given the slow speed at which the program had been implemented by the states, with no facility to apply for the cash online until mid-August. What we are seeing coming through the pipeline is that a large number of applicants are to come to come over the next few months to the end of December. He said, "Yeah, you'll get them right. You'll get them right to the end, right to the 12th hour." However, Victoria's numbers were surprising, but not enough to remove the possibility the program could fall short of the 27,000 grants estimated. It certainly has had an impact in restoring confidence in home building, he said, but the downturn in Victoria will certainly affect the ability of Victoria to acquire its share of home builder. Payments would accelerate over the coming months, but would be skewed to the back end of March, he tipped. There you go. This takes time to work through the building process and to get approvals, Mr. Riordan said. Some of the nation's biggest builders have called for the program to be extended, in Victoria at least. Burbank National Managing Director of Residential Housing, Louise Sultan, said an extension would help Victorians who had not had the opportunity to take advantage of the scheme during the lockdown. Metricon Chief Executive Mario Basson said with display suites in Melbourne opening just last week, extending the scheme was essential. It makes sense to extend the grant to maximise its intended benefit, not just for the construction industry, but also for the overall economy of Australia, he said. So we're starting to see Melbourne and Victoria taking the lead with regards to home builder and calls to extend it even further. What do you think? Do you think they'll extend it? I'd bet a carton that it will come at the 11th hour or even the 12th hour, right at the deadline. And we've decided to extend this because they want to get people rushing. They want to get projects moving. If they make it too long at the beginning, it's not going to have the same impact. What do you think, everyone? Do you think that's their grand plan? Or are they just making it up as they go along? Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comments down below. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're a fan and want to support the content I create here, there are a few ways you can. You can join us on YouTube or Patreon. You can support us using our affiliate links at Amazon, eBay, Independent Reserve, or Kucoin. You can buy merch from HeiseSays, use Gold Pass from the Perth Mint, or support us via PayPal. Take care, guys. Have a great day. I'll see you next time.